Nanoplasty went wrong. MJ, what should I do now? Welcome to the SOS Flora. My name is MJ. I'm a nanoplasty specialist and educator, and I'm here to tell you, welcome to the SOS Flora. I'm going to teach you today a few secrets about what to do when the nanoplasty goes wrong. So welcome to this live, guys. I am in a very, very nice place. I'm going to show you guys a little bit now. Look at this. Look at the view. Amazing. So I'm gonna go inside because it's very windy. It's very hot as well. But let's go into the problem. Let's talk about the problem when nanoplasty goes wrong. I've got here some pictures of clients that sent me when the nanoplasty goes wrong, and I'm gonna show you guys a few things that you need to be looking for when you do the nanoplasty for you to avoid the problem of having nanoplasty wrong and not know what to do. The first thing that you need to understand is, if the nanoplasty went wrong, let's identify what is the problem. Definitely there is an issue, because obviously that it's not as straightforward as 1 + 1 is 2, but it's also not rocket science. There is some parts of the some technical parts that are very important to make sure that the nanoplasty is going to go smooth. So today I have some examples to show you guys of the nanoplasty that it went wrong. Can you guys see this picture that I have here? So the nanoplasty went wrong because the client could not see the hair straight afterwards. So the client washed the hair at home, and then after, when she was at home, the hair didn't behave the way it was in a salon. So we're going to understand in this case specifically a few things. First, it's a virgin hair. Second, the hair is more intense. The curls are more intense on the roots than on the ends. Third, the hair doesn't seem to be very fine. The hair is a bit thick. It's not a extremely coarse and thick hair, but it's not a really thin strand. So the first thing that we analyze is, it's a virgin hair. First of all, virgin hair already brings to the table the healthiness. So it's a healthier hair that requires a little bit more of heat. So in this hair, for example, what is the steps that I would be following? I would be following the steps of, make sure that she doesn't come in with the hair full of conditioners or anything. You know, for example, I'm at the beach right now and my hair has a lot of disembouchure. Why? Because my hair is blonde, my hair is fine, I have nanoplasty, and I need to make sure that once I wash my hair is not going to look dry, over-processed, and blah, blah, blah. So what I need to do, I need to apply a lot of disembouchure. If you touch my hair, it's heavy, has a lot of disembouchure, looks very oily, because I use that before getting into the water. But if I walk in a salon to have nanoplasty done now, it would not behave the same. My hair has a lot of products now, and it's not on its normal state. So if the hairdresser apply the product on my head the way it is now, I will probably go back and say it didn't work. So it's a very important step for you guys to understand, is identify the hair. Is the hair clean? No, the hair is not clean. So what should I do now, MJ? Because you say that I shouldn't wash the hair prior. So you're going to go to the basin and you're going to wash this hair with shampoo and conditioner. That's what you're going to do. You're going to do both of them, and you're going to dry the hair, and you're going to start with the hair dry. Obviously that if you feel that this hair is really dehydrated, and obviously this is something that as a hairdresser you know how to identify. If the hair is extremely dry, what you're going to do? You're going to spray some macadamia serum on the hair. You're going to make sure that you spray the macadamia serum superficially around the hair. You don't need to soak the hair with the macadamia serum, but you are going to make sure that the hair receives some hydration prior to the application of the nanoplasty. Then you're going to apply the product. Make sure that you have saturation. Obviously not a saturation to make the hair dripping product, but enough to make sure that the hair is covered, exactly as you do with color. When you do color, for you to make sure that the hair respond well to the color, you need to apply enough product to saturate the strand. Nanoplasty is the same thing, because the hair needs to absorb that solution. Then the next point that I would do for this hair is I would cover this hair all up, leave it on for 1 hour. I don't need to leave it on for longer than 1 hour. Then I'm going to go back to the basin after the 1 hour processing. I'm going to rinse this hair 100%. If I feel that the ends of this hair are a bit dry, you know, by the touch, it feels porous in my hands, in the tip of my fingers, I'm going to spray the macadamia serum again. Otherwise, I don't need to. So as soon as I wash everything, I do this test with the tips of my finger, and I feel that if the hair feels rough on the touch, I'm going to spray the macadamia serum. Otherwise, I'm going to spray the heat protection. Why, MJ, you need to apply the heat protector? Because I'm going to use a lot of heat on this hair. So I need to make sure that the hair has enough protection for the heat. So after drying the hair 100%, I would go to 130 on this hair. I would maybe try to 150, especially because this part of her hair is quite dense. So maybe 250 will be the best temperature. OMJ, that's too much. Yes, you don't know yet. You don't know yet. Don't be scared of trying. 1 or 2 passes on the wrong temperature, it's not going to burn the whole head. It will probably make one strand a little bit rough, but then you stop immediately when you see that the hair is not performing well under the heat. All right, so then I'm going to pass the straightener over and over about 5 to 10 times each strand, and the strands will not be paper thin. It will be about 1 centimeter thick. So it's going to be a lot of hair in one strand, pulling with a brush to make sure that I have enough tension, especially on the roots. Can you see the inconsistency from the roots to the top? So the top, it's curlier than the roots. Why? Because you put more pressure on the ends. And this is obvious when we see the result. And the last mistake was she didn't wash her hair there. She washed her hair at home, so the client got to see the results only at home. If you wash the hair in a salon to finalize it, first of all, you will stop the action of the acid. The acid will stop working. Second, you're going to equalize the pH of this hair properly, so the hair will not have any action when they get in contact with alkaline bases such as sweat from the body if she goes to the gym, or swimming in the ocean before finalizing the nanoplasty, or swimming in a swimming pool. That it's even worse. You know what I mean? So this hair wasn't finalized in a salon. And then obviously when the client washed her hair at home, she saw a result completely different than what she had in the salon, because in the salon were ironed. So this was the mistake that could be avoided. So that's why I'm saying every time we talk about mistakes and issues on nanoplasty, we need to make sure that we understand that problems happen, especially when the technique it's not really secured, when we don't know exactly what we're doing. And that's why I invest all my time giving you guys training, courses, 101, look and learns, Nanoplast Specialist Program, to make sure that you guys know exactly what you are doing. Because then even if you do any mistake, you will know how to troubleshoot. All right? So let's go to this different hair. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. Nanoplasty went wrong on the blonde hair, on the gray hair, which is the hardest one to remove this color. It's so hard to remove this color. But there is a little secret on the perfect blonder that we use, especially when the problem is not extremely bad. Obviously that if you make the hair orange, yellow around the whole head, will be so hard to fix. You will probably have to start bleaching this hair to remove that color. Oh, I've got this marky on my forehead. So what we need to do in this case here, after the iron, after passing the iron on the hair before the wash, what you're gonna do, you're gonna grab the perfect blonder in the bowl, brush, and you're gonna pass on this hair while it's still warm. So it needs to be quick. Still warm, you're gonna come with a brush full of perfect blonder, and you're gonna pass on this hair and you're gonna rub it in. Because then the pigment will be able to cancel that strong yellow which is almost a greenish that when it's on gray. So you will be able to neutralize it. Obviously, they're not 100%, but you can do that a few times to start to neutralize it. So the client doesn't need to leave the salon with that yellow in the hair. Can you see that this is halfway? So she did halfway through, call us. And then we helped her to kind of minimize the danger, because obviously this is not a solution to fix it. Because if I say that, some people will be grabbing the hottest straightener ever and it's going to be using on gray hair with no care at all, because after that they can fix it. Guys, we don't damage something to fix later. And this has been my phrase since I started. I help you to avoid the problem, not to do the problem and then fix it. Obviously that today this live is about what should I do when something goes wrong. But the best way is always avoiding the problem, not creating the problem, then later fixing it. So in this case, what could be the solution to fix it before, prevent this to happen? Would be using the eco reduxer, and would be applying the heat protection, and also using the straightener quicker on the hair, passing the straightener quicker, because gray hair is a thick hair, requires you to use higher heat. So on the gray hair, you need to use something stronger so you can pigment the hair well. So then it will have the compensation for you to use the iron. So I would be doing that to avoid this kind of problem on this hair type. Then I've got something here interesting. Look at that. She finalized the nanoplasty, and this was the outcome. Can you see that the hair is not 100% straight? Like, it's not straight. It's still boofy. It still look wavy on the sides. It still feel that it's missing something. And this is quite common, especially when you do blonde hair. Because the blonde hair, they don't have that fact of shine that the dark hair normally has. But there is obviously the secrets to bring back that shine. So what you're going to do is, on the hair similar to this, you are obviously using the proper solution. So let's assume that she used the eco reduxer or the W2 in a bigger quantity plus W1 inside of the formula, because you know that if you don't have the eco reduxer, you can mix the W1 with the W2. So you can do that mixture, always using the W2 in a higher quantity because you are dealing with the blonde hair. So what you're going to do is you're going to pass the straightener, but then you're going to do the moringa oil between the passes, because the moringa oil between the passes will give back that hydration that it's missing on the hair. So you're going to use that even on the roots, on the top. You're going to do all the way to the bottom, to the ends of the hair. You can go all the way from the top to the bottom. You can do that. Then after that, when you go to the basin, you're going to leave the mask on the hair for a few minutes. And you're not going to rinse the mask 100%. You're going to leave a little bit of the mask in, just to give that hydration and that softness on the hair. That will change the game 100%, because first, you're going to be able to use the iron a little bit more. And second, she's going to leave the hair with lots of hydration. Now, let me show you the last one. Ooh, this one here is interesting. You know why? Because it's the type of hair that when you finish, you have the hair straight, but it's not polished. The hair is not really, it feels that it's missing something. So literally what it's missing on this hair is you applying the heat protection again after the wash before you blast dry. Those hair, they don't have weight to go down, even being straight. They don't have enough weight to go down. Obviously that I'm assuming that on this hair, she didn't use a brush to blow dry, because then you have the static electricity. Then it can bring those light hairs up. Then how to fix that? Using a wood brush. But I'm not assuming that she brushed this hair by any means, because after the nanoplasty, you're not supposed to be blow drying the hair. Otherwise, it's a big sign that it didn't work properly. So how you avoid this? You're going to spray the heat protection pass your hand and then blast dry the hair using only your fingers. That would definitely avoid these little bits to be sticking out and having this unpolished finishing, because then it gives you the idea that the hair wasn't done. And you know that it's done because you know that the hair looks different, but it's sticking out and feeling that the hair wasn't done properly. So those are the mistakes that normally happen. And I gave you here literally the way to go and how to avoid those mistakes and what to do in case of these mistakes are happening. I hope you guys enjoy this content today. I am in a paradise right now. I spent a few days with my family, like the whole family in the holidays. And seriously, my head just needed some peace. So I came with my little family, which is my husband and my kids, to this paradise. And look at that. The ocean is right in front of my door. I love this. I just want to say to you guys, welcome to 2026. We're going to do so many things this year. Flora Active is going to be active as ever. And we're going to go all the way to make sure that you guys are 100% educated. Even the purple glow works wonder to polish. 100%. The finished glow, that's exactly the function of the finished glow. Is give you guys this weight to these little bits to make sure that they're going to be down when you blast dry them. Guys, I love you all. I hope you have a wonderful day. And don't forget that every Tuesday and Thursday, we're going to be doing lives here to educate you guys in one aspect of the nanoplasty. So every Tuesday and Thursdays, 12 p.m., we're going to have this meeting with each other. And I can't wait to see you on the next SOS Flora. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you, guys. Bye.